Hello and welcome to Crazy Christian Conspiracy Theories number 6. Does God curse people? Does God create children? Does God form children in their womb blind, deaf, dumb, spina bifida, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, transgender? And does he curse people through their life because of sin? And the answer used to be yes. The answer that I was raised to believe was yes. That I was told that because of my lifestyle, that God had cursed me with an illness called chronic fatigue, because I was an unrepentant, backslidden Christian. The guy that said that is from the States. He came over, he flew over, he did a service, and I went up and asked him, and that's when he told me that God had cursed me with chronic fatigue. And for many, many, many years, I believed that was true. I believed that all I needed to do was to become a straight male, a heterosexual male, and that I would be cured of my curse. I would be set free from the curse. And so I tried. I tried to deny my person. Tried to deny my sexuality and my gender, and all I did was wreck my own life. All I did was ended up getting more and more depressed, not wanting to do anything, not wanting to live. I've been through hell. I've really been through hell when you think about it. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we have Bill Subritsky and that talking about how demons come into that was a big question. Can a Christian be demon possessed? And some churches said no, they can't, because the Holy Spirit's there. And it took a while, but then Bill Subritsky finally said, oh yes, Christians can have demons too, because Christians sin as well as non-Christians, and that if you secretly did something sinful and you kept it from other people when you lied about it, then that was going to cause cancer, or mainly cancer, yeah, or all sorts of illnesses and that. And I watched one of the stupid Club 36 clips last night, which Nick will debunk or look at or whatever, where the lady seriously said that because she had been dicking around with a Ouija board, her son was born deformed because of her activity with a Ouija board, which, when you think about it, outside of being in the stupid conspiracy nonsense mentality, it just doesn't make sense. It's really, really stupid.
I'm telling you right now, what we're going to talk about is based on this word. If it's not in this word, then, don't worry about it.
My first baby was born deformed. She was born with spina bifida. And at the time, I wasn't a believer that when I was pregnant, they didn't have ultrasound back then. They didn't have the technology that they have today. So somebody at work said, let's find out if you're going to have a girl or a boy. And I said, how? And she says, well, I have a Ouija board at home. And I said, what's that? She said, it'll tell you what you're going to have. But because I had gone seeking after the occult, seeking after darkness, even though it's just a piece of wood. You think it's just a piece of wood with
just a little Ouija board.
Yeah,
just a little
exactly,
game.
Exactly. I did not want to contact the occult. I did not want to contact the dark side, but I was in the occult at that moment. And I had to suffer the consequences of what I went searching for. And my baby was born deformed. When God says something, he means it. And our motives can be right. Or, we could even if we do it out of ignorance, we suffer the consequences of our actions. Just like my baby, her name was Diana. She'd be like 44 years old. Yeah, she'd be 44 years old today. But because I went and I consulted a Ouija board out of my stupidity, out of ignorance, it cost her life.
And you consulted wizards and
yes,
all these things. And the Bible said that those are an abomination to God.
So what if God is, so the thinking is, if God is in charge of everything, then people that are born blind, deaf, dumb, etc., that's how God formed them in their mother's womb for the purpose of, I don't know, the glory of God, to somehow, through their disability, shine for God and become glorious. And yet, when I see people in a wheelchair come into a service Sunday after Sunday, the first thing that Christians want to do is cure them and get them out of the wheelchair. So that's contradictory. You can't preach that God created you that way so that you could learn to glorify him by being born humble, as Christ was born humble. And then when they come to the church, you want to heal them and make them normal. It doesn't make sense. None of this stuff, when you think about it, none of this stuff really makes sense. So what do I believe about God cursing people and giving them illnesses and things? I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know what to think anymore. What they say about me is God created me transgender, but transgender people are evil, therefore God created me evil. It's a vicious cycle, isn't it? God, I have diabetes because God gave it to me. I have chronic fatigue because God gave it to me. God's really, really shitting on me, isn't he? He's like giving me all these horrible things. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Moving on.